Hi, this is Lakshmikant Tiwari. In this video tutorial, I am going to show you how you can create a bar chart inside a list view. So we will be covering an example something like this one. There are so many bar charts inside a list view. If I scroll it, you can see it is animating. Okay, so there are many. So there are 20 bar chart inside this list view. Even if I scroll it up, you can see it's a very nicely animating, right? So it's a fantastic it's an awesome bar chart inside a list view. So we are gonna create this. Okay, so for that, first of all, that we need to add our dependencies and the repositories. So inside a Gradle, build.gradle, and we want this dependency. Let's copy it and paste it here and sync it. Okay, so for this one we need to create one XML file for our bar chart and another XML file for our list view. So the list view would be sitting into our activity underscore main XML. So get rid of this text view, and here we want to set first of all that a list view, right? So we need here a list view, and the width of this list view would be a match parent and height would be also a match parent, and I would like to give ID to this list view to a list and then a view 1, right? So save it. Now we are done with the activity underscore main. Now we need to create another XML file and we are gonna give a name to a list underscore item and then underscore bar chart, right? So this is a item list which will be sitting inside our list view, right? So coming to a text, and it is inside a linear layout. Now we need here our bar chart. So here a bar chart, you can say here a match parent, and we are going to set a height of a 200 dp, right? And then we are going to give its ID, and I'm going to give its ID as a chart. Now we are done with our this XML file too, and we are done with our Gradle. Now let's come to our main activity. In a main activity, we need to create our list view here. So first of all, that inside on create method we need to create our list view, right? So inside a list view, let's make it LV, that is corresponding to a list view. LV is equal to a list view, and then find view by ID. Then we want r.id dot list view 1, right? Now we need here array list, and the type of this array list would be a bar data. That means the data would be fitting into here a list variable, and it would be a new array, right? Now let's create here a item into our for loops. That's very simple. Int I equal to the 0. We have been doing this, right? So I less than you can say for a 20, and then I plus plus, right? So here we are going to add data inside a list, right? So the add, and let's create a method, that's the generate data, and inside the generate data I would be passing I plus 1, right? Okay, so let's first of all that create that I would create that the method later, and after this I would like to create an another method, okay, that is a chart adapter. Okay, I'll do that later. Chart adapter, okay, so it's actually the chart data adapter, okay, which will be chart data adapter will be making all the chart inside this list view. So the chart data adapter, it's a CDA. Chart data adapter is equal to what you can see. It's chart data adapter is equal to a new chart data adapter. I have not created this class. That's why suggestions are not coming there, right? So here we want a get application context, right, and we would pass here a list, right, and then we want here our LV, right? So LV dot set adapter, and we would set here our chart adapter, right? Okay, sorry, so now the set adapter with our chart adapter. Okay, so for that one I have to first create this chart adapter, right? So let's create this chart adapter. So it's a private, and then there is a class, private class, a chart adapter, right? Sorry, chart data adapter. It's a chart data adapter, and the parameters which would be passed to this one. Okay, I'll take that later, but first of all that we need to extend this one to a array adapter, right? We have to extend this one a array adapter. Now you see the error has been gone here, this error has been gone. This would be a chart adapter, right? Oops. Okay, so okay, I'll do that later. So here first of all that we need to create our what you can say, a constructor that you can do command and n, and the oops, here we need our constructor that would, oops, I'm not sure, it's all those, you know, sets are coming here. It's a private class and chart data adapter which is extending, you know, the array adapter, and of course this would be, you know, the bar data. That's why it's coming somehow with that error, right? Now we need here our public, and then the chart data adapter. Inside this one we want context, that is context, and then we want our, you know, a list of a bar data, right? So let's make it as objects. Okay, right. So now we want to get it super, and then we will pass here a context, and then of course a 0, and then pass objects, right? Okay, now the another override functions, control and O. That override function is getWeave. Okay, so the getWeave, inside the getWeave you have a position, a convertWeave, and weave group, that is a parent, right? So inside this one we want a bar data, and that would be a data is equal to, you know, the get item from the position, right? And then we want here a weave holder, we want here weave holder. Okay, so weave holder, that would be a holder here, and let's make it as a null. Okay, we need to import this class. Okay, we have not created this weave holder, we will do that later, weave holder. So what we can do, we can create that class weave holder also. Okay, so that's the very simple. We can create it using a private and then class, and then we can create it as a, you know, the weave weave holder, and then we can do it as a bar chart, bar chart, and then chart, right? Perfect. So weave holder and the holder, everything is fine here. Okay, so I think I'm missing something here. I think I have to put this weave holder inside you know, this class, right? So a class inside a class. Okay, so here weave holder, that's holder is equal to null. Now I need to create here a if condition. If convert weave equal to null, then what I can do here a holder equal to a new and then weave holder, right? And then I have to do here a convert weave, so that convert weave is equal to layout inflator, and then I have to get a layout inflator from, then I have to give here a context. Okay, so I can simply write here get context, and then I can write here inflate, and inflate it with r dot layout, and then dot the list item bar chart, then pass here a null. Oops, right? Perfect. Now we want here a holder dot chart is equal to here it's bar chart, right? So it's a bar chart, and then we need to convert this weave dot find weave by id, and then r dot id dot chart. Okay, so what I have done here, let me set one more thing here, a convert weave dot the set tag, and that's the holder, right? So here what I have done, I have taken this list item bar charts, and then I have got weave, I mean I have converted the data into a weave, and then I have set here a tag, right? So after this if statement, then there is else. Suppose that if convert weave not equal to null, then I can do a simply holder is equal to a weave holder, and then a set tag. Okay, then set, oops, sorry, weave holder, then not a set tag, I need to do here a convert weave, that's a get tag, right? Okay, so after this if else statements, now let's apply some styling. Okay, so we can do that styling such as data dot set value a text color, I'm gonna make it as a black color. Okay, and apart from this we can set some properties into our holder chart. Okay, so the chart dot get description, that I'm gonna the disable, so that make it a false, and then the holder dot the chart dot set draw grid background, make it as a false, and let's set few axes. So the x axis equal to the x axis equal to what I can do here, a holder dot chart dot get x axis, right? So here I'm gonna set here x axis dot set position, and inside this x axis set positions I'm gonna set it as a bottom, right? So let's set it both side or bottom, whatever you prefer, right? So apart from this I'm gonna set axis axis dot set draw a grid lines, I'm gonna make it as a false, right? So there would not be any grid lines. So similarly I'm going to create a y axis, so I'm going to make it as a left axis. Okay, so y axis have two axes, left axis and right axis. So that's the very simple holder dot chart dot get left, so it would get a return a left axis, then I can do a left axis dot the set label count, that I'm gonna make it as a 5. Okay, and then I'm gonna make a left axis dot set space from the top, that is a 15f. Okay, so apart from this I'm gonna set some the y axis for our right axis. Okay, so that's the right axis is equal to the holder dot chart dot get right axis, you can say get axis right, and then I'm going to set here a right axis dot set label count dot set dot set, you know, the label count is 5 and then false, and then I'm going to set here, you know, the right axis dot set space top. Okay, right axis dot set space from the top, that is similar to left axis, that's the 15. Apart from this, let's set a data to the holder dot chart dot, you know, the set data, set data, that's the data. Okay, apart from this, I would like to set another properties into holder dot chart dot set fit bar. Okay, set fit bars, right? So set fit bars, that is true. Okay, and let's animate it, holder dot chart dot what I can do, animate, right? So here I'm gonna set animation of y-axis. So in y-axis I'm gonna set it as a 500 millisecond, right? So after setting this one, let's return a convert wave. Okay, so I'm gonna return a convert wave. Perfect, you have seen here this error has gone. Okay, so after this wave holder, now let's create our another method. So that method is our, you know, the get generate data, right? So the private bar data is equal to, you know, the generate data, right? So that's the int, and here is a count. You see I have called this one here generate data, right? So in the list I'm gonna you know, I'm going to add here a bar data, right? So inside here there is a list, and inside here I'm going to set a bar data, right? So that's why this method is type of bar data. So here I'm going to create an array list, and the type of this array list would be a bar entry, and then I'm going to set here the entries, that is a new array list, right? So I'm going to make here a for, and then int I equal to 0, and then I is less than 12, and then I plus plus, right? And then entries dot add, okay, new bar entry, right? And then here we want I equal to float, right? So here we want math dot random, right? And let's multiply it with 70 somehow. It's good, not a big deal. I'm going to add let's say 30. Okay, great. So somehow something is I think I have made some mistake here. Let me see what the mistake is here. Somehow it is expecting that one. I think I have to remove this one, right? No, something is still wrong. I think did I? Yes, now it's fine. Oh my goodness, it was, you know, too tough to find out this one. Okay, so we have added you know, random data inside our bar chart. Now we need to create here a bar data set. So we can do it bar data set D. What we can do here, you know, we can do here a data set is equal to new bar data set, and then I'm going to pass a bar entries, and then I'm going to give here a new data set, right? And then I'm going to add here a count, right? Okay, right. So let's set some properties. Okay, so the data set dot set colors, right? So I'm going to set colors here. That's the, you know, the color dot template dot I'm going to set here the material colors, and then a data set, right? then data set dot set bar shadow dot set bar shadow color, right? So the shadow color I'm going to set it to the color dot RGB. Let's make it 203. I mean a very small shadow, 203 and 203 and then 203, right? Let's create an array list. So the array list would be a the I bar data set, and then like it sets, that's very simple actually. Apart from this, what we can do here, I think we can create directly our bar data. That's very simple, right? So we can create here our bar data. That's the data is equal to new, and then over here a bar data, and we are going to pass here our data set, right? And let's set the width to our data. So the data width dot set bar width. So we are going to set bar width to 0.9f, right? So now I am going to return here this data, right? So return here this data from here. Perfect. Entry is equal to new entry, right? Okay, so I think we are almost done. Now let's run it and see it on our application, right? So here this was the previous the bar chart in the list view. So I'm going to install new one. Some error is coming somewhere. Let me see where this error is coming. Oh, here, right? So I'm going to install this new one. You will see that would be almost something like this one, the example which I am showing you. Okay, so I created this one earlier before creating this video tutorial. See here, that's the beautiful. See, you can see here, right? So there are 20, there are 20. You can see there are color difference. Okay, so here I have set a material color. Earlier there were joyful colors, right? So apart from this, if you want to create only two, I mean the two bar chart, so you can do that also. If you pass here only the two, then you would see only two bar chart would be inside their list view. See here, there is only two, right? And you cannot scroll it, and if you can set it to the 50, not a big deal. Okay, you can set it as much as many as you want, right? So see here, the data set 1, data set 2, and if you scroll it here, data set 49 and data set 50, right? So it's a very smooth if you see it, right? It's a very smooth. Perfect. Okay, so thank you so much for watching this video tutorial, and stay tuned for the next one. In next video tutorial, I'll be covering another bar chart inside scroll view. So thanks for watching this one. Stay tuned for the next video tutorial. Have a nice day. Subscribe this channel so that you can get update directly into your inbox.